The Middle East, a region already known for its volatility, has once again drawn the world's attention. This time, it's the rising tensions between two powerful nations, Iran and Israel. As headlines scream about airstrikes, cyber attacks, and nuclear threats, one can't help but wonder, are we on the brink of a full-scale war between these two nations? The Iran-Israel conflict isn't just about religion or politics. It's a deep-rooted power struggle shaped by history, ideology, and influence. In this video, we're diving deep into this complex conflict, its roots, its turning points, the recent developments, and most importantly, where it's all heading. To understand the current crisis, we need to rewind back to the mid-20th century. Before 1979, Iran and Israel weren't enemies. In fact, they had diplomatic and economic relations, especially under the Shah of Iran. Israel and Iran were both seen as American allies in the region. However, everything changed with the Iranian Revolution. The Shah was overthrown, and the Islamic Republic, under Ayatollah Khomeini, came to power. The new regime labeled Israel as a Zionist enemy, refusing to recognize its legitimacy and pledging support for the Palestinian cause. This ideological shift turned Iran into one of Israel's most vocal and dangerous adversaries. Since the 1980s, Iran and Israel have rarely fought directly, but they've battled through proxy groups and regional allies. Iran has supported militant groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, and various militias in Iraq and Syria. These groups have regularly launched rockets or attacks against Israeli targets. Israel, in response, has carried out hundreds of airstrikes, especially in Syria, to prevent Iranian arms transfers and military bases from taking root near its borders. This shadow war, fought in Lebanon, Syria, Gaza, and cyberspace, has become one of the most dangerous, slow-burning conflicts in the modern world. One of the biggest flashpoints between Iran and Israel is Iran's nuclear program. Iran claims it is pursuing nuclear energy for peaceful purposes, but Israel and many Western nations suspect otherwise. Israel has long warned that a nuclear-armed Iran would pose an existential threat to its existence. This fear intensified when Iran's nuclear facilities expanded, particularly in places like Natanz and Fordow. The 2015 Iran nuclear deal, also known as the JCPOA, was an attempt to limit Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. While many countries praised the deal, Israel strongly opposed it, calling it a historic mistake. This conflict has extended far beyond the battlefield. In recent years, cyber warfare and covert assassinations have taken center stage. One of the most notable incidents was the Stuxnet cyber attack, a sophisticated virus believed to be developed by the US and Israel, which sabotaged Iran's nuclear centrifuges. More recently, top Iranian nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was assassinated in a high-tech ambush. Iran blamed Israel for the attack, and although Israel didn't officially confirm its role, it didn't deny it either. These attacks showcase how advanced and dangerous the silent war has become. It's not just drones and rockets anymore. Now the war is being fought with codes, AI, and intelligence agents. The last couple of years have seen a sharp rise in tensions. Israel has continued its airstrikes on Iranian military targets in Syria, and for the first time, reports emerged of direct Iranian drones targeting Israeli cities. In response, Israel allegedly launched strikes deep into Iran, something that was previously unthinkable. The Red Sea and Persian Gulf have also seen increased naval tensions, with ships linked to both nations being attacked or seized. Both countries have increased military readiness with joint drills, satellite launches, and threats of overwhelming retaliation. It's no longer a quiet proxy war. The war drums are beating louder, and the risk of a direct confrontation is at its highest in decades. This isn't a conflict between just two nations. It's a geopolitical powder keg. The United States, a longtime ally of Israel, continues to provide intelligence and defense systems like the Iron Dome. Meanwhile, Iran has drawn closer to Russia and China, forming new economic and military partnerships. Other countries in the region are also on edge. Saudi Arabia and the UAE, both of whom view Iran as a threat, have secretly improved ties with Israel, especially through arms and intelligence sharing. The Abraham Accords marked a major shift in Arab-Israeli relations and a signal that many nations are aligning against Iran's influence. This web of alliances makes the situation even more dangerous. Any spark could set off a chain reaction. Now the big question: could this actually become a full-blown war? Experts see three possible scenarios. The first is a continuation of the shadow war, where attacks remain limited and indirect. This is the most likely, but still dangerous, as mistakes or miscalculations can spiral out of control. The second scenario is a regional war, where not just Iran and Israel, but Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and even Gulf states get pulled in. This would be catastrophic. Often ignored in the chaos of military strategy and political headlines are the millions of ordinary civilians caught in the middle. In both Iran and Israel, people live in fear of air raid sirens, economic collapse, and constant uncertainty. Hospitals prepare for chemical attacks, schools conduct bomb drills. Sanctions have crippled parts of Iran's economy, leading to rising poverty, while Israeli border towns live under the threat of rockets. It's a human tragedy playing out in slow motion. War may serve political ends, but it destroys lives, families, and futures. The Iran-Israel conflict is not new, but today, with technology, politics, and alliances changing fast, it feels closer to the edge than ever before. This is more than a regional struggle. It's a battle that affects global oil prices, superpower rivalries, and the future of warfare itself. Whether it escalates into direct war or is contained through diplomacy and deterrence, one thing is clear: the world cannot afford to ignore this situation. The stakes are simply too high. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into global affairs. Drop a comment below. Do you think this conflict can be avoided, or are we heading towards something much bigger? Let us know your thoughts, and as always,